Don't beat that again, Tez. I can't go any quicker.
I think we're at a couple of thousands the last couple of ones, haven't
I
we?
know. I'm like, damn it, the person got me again. I can't go any quicker.
Thank you.
Quick comms check.
All good, mate.
quick mic test.
All good.
Thank you.
All right, guys, in the pits, please. We'll get this briefing done quickly. Then you can jump out if there's more time. Everyone back in the pits, please. All right, welcome to round 4, guys, into Lagos. For anyone new here, the most important thing we do in this briefing is explain how the start system works. So we run a staggered start system here. If you're driving an LMP2 car, this doesn't apply to you, so you don't have to worry about it. When the lights go green in game, you just go and start your race. For the GT3 drivers, okay, when the light goes green in game, you do not go. You wait for me. I will tell your class to get ready, and then I will give you a countdown, okay? I'm not going to say GT3 go, go, go this time. I'm just going to say go, 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 okay? So you'll hear me say GT3 get ready, and then I'll do a little bit of a countdown, and then it'll be 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. When you hear go, 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 you can just go, okay? If any GT3s jump start, you're going to be asked to go to the back of the grid, okay? With incidents, remember this is split 2, so we try and look at it as a more of an educational thing rather than a punishment thing. This time I'm going to ask that after the race at some point during the week, you just send me a message with the lap and what happened, and then I will have a look at it. And what I do is I basically take a recording of the incident, send it to the person and say, hey, you did this wrong, try and do this next time so that we can help you guys get better, okay? During the race, please no talking. So don't call your number out or anything if you have an incident. Like I said, just give it to me later on during the week, and I'll have a look, and then I'll make a decision. Because the issue is, the game doesn't allow me to give time penalties. Okay, because the way WEC works is you can only give drive-throughs. Now, a drive-through is fine in a 6-hour race because you can come back from that, but in a sprint race, that's pretty much your race over. So it's very hard for me to do those kind of penalties in game because that's just basically going to ruin your race. And for a small tap or something where someone gets hit, it's not really fair. Is there any question about the start period, the start procedure at all? I'll repeat it again before the race, but does anyone have any from the GT3 class have any questions about the start procedure? Excellent. Now, if something does go wrong in the formation lap, it's very rare to happen these days, but if something does go wrong and the game gives you a drive-through penalty, just ignore it. You've got 3 laps. I will clear everyone's penalties by then. So you don't have to call your name out, nothing. I will just do it as the race goes on within the first 3 laps. So again, if you get a drive-through penalty from the formation lap, just ignore it and continue your race. I will clear it for you, okay? That's about it. So yeah, you guys can jump back out on track and I'll see you qualifying.
know, 'cause I got back for the end of that briefing. Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna, yeah, yeah, yeah. I might just put in the group chat, as it's my first race with you, so I'd rather start at the back of the grid to learn your procedure from the back than be at the front and screw it up for somebody. Yeah. I'll just put so I don't cause carnage. Because they've got it on relaxed, I can't invalidate my lap, if you know what I mean. I suppose a bit of stream this. Been a little while since I've streamed. I was quite shocked with that Sebring race with the Ford and the Corvette. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. 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 Let's start this. See if it'll play it today. Do it today. Hey. Oh. The worst thing is it's Alton Park's on at this point in time, isn't it? And that one. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. When I was in the game, when I was doing my laps, I saw the Baldwin bit, the J Baldwin up in the time bit, and I was like, no way, that's not him, is it? I'm sure, no word of a lie, I am sure I've raced against a few of these people on dailies, like late night. Yeah, I weren't too sure whether they were like 12 hours behind us or what. How many laps this is? There's a pit stop in this, isn't there? No. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking of starting at the back and doing about 4 laps onto the safety car map. And then, because that'll save me fuel, lift and coast a bit as well. Because I did a Fuji race last night. I whacked it in P5, split 1 out of 3. Started from the pit lane. I'd caught up everyone by the time we'd done the first lap. I was already on the back of the GT3s. And I just sat behind the GT3s for 3-4 laps, and I had no word of a lie, I had 0.3% more fuel than what they did, and they started with 100% tank, the same as me. Cheers, also I'm starting from the back anyway because it's a different procedure. And because it's my first time racing here, I don't know where they go on it, so I'll just start at the back. We are, can't wait for if they bring a hot Valkyrie. Oh, I'm just chatting to Force in the chat. Oh, I'll be back in a minute. not last. Them tips earlier must have helped. Best I can say I've ever done. At Sebring, I beat everybody by 30 seconds. But hell, podium for you tonight then, this morning. About to say you went far off on that P2. Just gotta find out a little bit more. Shit. Come on, time. I was doing an Ironman to go out and finish for some more with smoke. Yeah. I'm gonna give myself to try and get back to at least P3 if I can. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was scared when I went 3 wide down at Sebring. I was scared as fuck. But if I hadn't changed tyre, I should have only changed tyres once, but I ended up changing them 3 times. I think if I hadn't changed them 3 times, I think I would have been second. Yeah. Well, you fastened him in the first sector. Right, let's find out how many laps this is going to be. Let me just check that I've gone back to that how it was. Minutes 30. I'll try. I know I'm not going to beat P1 horse. There's no way. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get into them because I struggle, don't I, when I get in big ones. No. Yeah. Is it switched over yet? Oh, where's my vape? I've still got my vape. I did a Fuji last night. So, I loved it. I had about 3 LMP2 cars dive bomb me, all spun out in front of me, and I'm like, if he was patient, the start line was just round the fucking corner.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race
Right,
start.
let's have a look how many laps. 30 laps. Got 30. I could put 32.6 laps in. Yeah. Yeah. God, this vape's going down nice. Let's go and sit on the track. Right, take all that fuel out. Come on, fuel. Right, a new starting procedure. Woo.
Formation lap has started.
Yeah, nah, don't try and get dry fresh.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh shit. I jumped there. Whoops. It's just an instant reaction though for T1 at the start of the race. As soon as it says go. Right, come on. I expect a penalty for jumping the start. Right, let's go and chase these up, down in front now. Six, but I got P4 is only 2.4 in front of me. only 8 seconds off the lead. I looked at my phone at the wrong time. That was carnage letting the top four come through the LMB2s. I saw a car off to the left, but this place is so hard to overtake. Round the outside of T1, one Ferrari down and one to go. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, no, no, no. better. That was close to my arse then. SV Gordon nearly wiped my fucking arse of my car then. I'm up to P4. I ain't catching P1, 2 or 3. They're way in front. Oh god, I'm way too late. No. Right, time to block you, you little bastard. How's my Aston back looking in that mirror? Au revoir. might get a podium here.
137.01.
Well, at least this is the last lap for me, because the leader's just passed me. Oh, P2, P2! Well, I almost got last and first. Oh. Yeah. I can see that starting procedure is better than our FRL, so it needs a bit more of a gap. Oh, I weren't too far off the fastest. I was 1/10 off in getting fastest lap as well. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, well done, guys. Congratulations to Will, George, and Paul on podium for LMP2, and Jason, Alan, and Simon podium in GT3. It looked like it. I saw Terry was helping. He was helping Paul at the end there. It was good. Good teamwork. Yeah. No, it's good. That's good to see him helping each other out at the end there. That's good.
Yeah, I had 0 liters.
Yeah, no, good on you, Terry. that was really good for you.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
race.
it's difficult because the tank's not very big on those cars, from what I remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
was
only had 0.3 left.
Yeah, good job for making it without pitting. It was good. There was some issues that I saw with a bit of impatience from LMP2s though. I just wanted to show you guys some clips. Again, this is all just for learning purposes. Just that I've already recorded them. Let me just take a screenshot of this grid for the result.
Yeah, sorry about the start. I did jump, but I did go back.
Yeah,
Just
you
so
gave it back, so
I
it's fine. Yeah,
I
you gave it
I
back.
thought for some reason I thought I was in a daily race, and I just hit the pit limiter button off, and then
Yeah, I
as soon as
know.
I realised, I was just backed out. So
Yeah. It's your first time. It's your first time, and you gave it back, so it's fine. That's not an issue.
yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys something. I'll get the clips up now because I've already recorded them. Again, if you've had an incident with someone and you want me to take a look at it, just send it to me in a DM whenever during the week, just the lap and the corner, whatever, and I'll have a look. And again, it's about education. So the clips I just wanted to show. Now, these aren't like blatant, okay, this was stupidity kind of thing. This is very like high pressure situation. You've got seconds to make a decision, if that. So it's not like this isn't like to shame anybody. It's just a good example of what can go wrong when impatience is shown. Yeah. Okay, so 1 second. I will just get the clips up here for you now. Okay, I'll share my screen.
Good race to the two in the GT3 category who were 1, 2, 3 for most of that race, and then
Yeah, I
something
saw
happened
that.
to them and
Yeah.
left me with a win. So thank you.
I saw that with the Aston. I was like, oh, that's P2. Where did that come from?
So this is, you guys can see my media player, yeah?
Yep.
No.
Okay. So this is the it says I'm live. So if you click on my name, it should say like view live or something. So again, this wasn't a blatant like silly thing. This was a very high pressure situation in multi-class racing. This could happen to anyone, no matter how good they are. It happens to professional drivers in real life too, and they crash from it. Okay, so you'll see in this situation we've got the LMP2 in the middle. He's fighting with the LMP2 on the right, and then we've got a GT3 on the left, on the outside line. Okay, now. So we can see here what's about to happen, right? We've got the GT3 holding their line. That's what they're supposed to do. That's fine. And then we've got the LMP2 trying to make a move for it to try and go on the outside to stay side by side. And again, this was very close. It almost got pulled off, but it just didn't make it. And this was the issue, right? Because you see the LMP2, the orange one, comes out a bit, and then it's very close already, right? But it's still okay. But what happens here is that the LMP2 in the middle goes on the brakes, but then they've crossed over into the line of the GT3. And at the end of the day, the GT3 is just holding their line, and this happens. Again, it was so close, right? It was really, really close. But that's what happens when things get a bit sticky. Personally, for me, I would have shown a little bit of caution here and just kind of gone on the brakes a bit earlier as the LMP2. So I'll just bring it back forward a bit. So personally here, I would have gone on the brakes earlier and then just kind of slotted behind the LMP2, because the problem is the LMP2 in the middle ended up drifting into the line of the GT3. And the problem is the GT3s can brake a lot later because they've got ABS. And the GT3's doing his race, he's holding his line. And this, like I said, he almost made it. The LMP2 almost made it. It was really, really close. But then it just didn't go the way. And then that's what then we had the accident. Again, very high pressure situation. You got not even a second to make a decision here. It's just one of those things where sometimes a bit of caution is necessary. But again, this wasn't a blatant, stupid thing. It was a very high pressure situation that just didn't go the way because, yeah, there should have just been a little more patience. Again, it's hard because, again, the GT3s, they brake a lot later. He's got to run his race too. And the GT3 is holding, and then, yeah, you can see the LMP2 goes into the line of the GT3. The other one, just grab it quickly for you. Actually, I had this one too. Now, in this one, we've got a LMP2. He's just gotten past the GT3, but it's like super, super close to the braking point, right? So this is what happens. The LMP2 decides to try and, maximize the width of the track, and then goes in front of the line of the GT3 and then goes on the brakes, like right on it. And then this is what happened. So there's a bit of late brake from the GT3, but personally, for my opinion, I wouldn't have gone in front of the GT3 and then gone on the brakes. I would have just kept that line, like, let me rewind it a bit.
I was the GT3 car in that one.
Yeah, it was a bit of late braking, but again, it became a high pressure situation because the LMP2 decided to go in front of you, then go on the brakes in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I jumped on the brakes as hard as I could, and just and hit him. Yeah.
The LMP2 should have just stayed there, like where they were, gone straight and hit the brakes and just done the overtake. It didn't need to happen, this incident, if you know what I mean. But again, I understand it, trying to make use of the track width. But again, it was very close run because it was very close. Because the braking point for the GT3s is just after the off-road. I know for the hypercars it's on the off-road or between the off-road and the orange sign. For the LMP2s, it'd definitely be the off-road, I would say. And for the GT3s, it would be the start of the green of the grass, just after the off-road.
Yep, my mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's all good. This thing happens even in same class, where a car will overtake and then go in front of the, say 2 GT3s are fighting. The GT3 will go in front of the other GT3 and then go on the brakes, like, right then and there. And it's close racing, but accidents tend to happen with that. It's just one of those things where, yeah, sometimes it's not necessary to get in that situation. The final one that I had, again, if you've got your own one, just send them to me. I'll have a look, and then I'll send a message to whoever was in the wrong, and then just explain what went wrong.
I should just say that I was definitely not intending to hit the lad in the LMP2, so I apologise for that. I got on the Angus straight away, and yeah, it was just too late.
Yeah, it was a high pressure. Again, these are all high pressure situations. You've got a split second to make a decision. So this is the last one. Yeah, so the problem here is that one, we know that this is the line for this corner is very tight. You've got to maximize the track width and then hook the car into the apex that comes up. You guys can see my mouse pointer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. You got to hit the brakes and then trail brake right into the apex. The line is very tight. The problem here is that we've gotten to the braking zone already, basically. The braking zone is about the Goodyear sign, the blue Goodyear sign. The LMP2 here is not anywhere near alongside the GT3. So at the end of the day, when it comes to multi-class, if there's an incident, you're still you've got to treat it as if you're still racing the car. If you're not alongside, you're not entitled to room in the corner. So what happens here is the LMP2 carries on and keeps the line, but it looks like it's a bit late on the brakes here. And then the GT3 is just running their line. Like they're fine. They're just taking the line. And then it looks like it's a bit late, and then there's a collision as the GT3 comes across. And then it just ends up going to the back of them. So if the GT3 was, if we rewind it just a little bit, if the LMP2 was just a little bit more alongside, they'd be entitled to space in the corner, even though it's a tight line, and it'd be okay. But here, like if I was the GT3, I wouldn't think that the LMP2 would be trying to send it in this corner, because one, they're too far away. They're not even a car length behind. Actually, they're more than a car length behind, and it's a very tight line corner. So it's just better to slot in behind them and follow them. And then you know how you exit this corner, and then you come to the next braking point. That's when you make the move. Yeah. Again, it's just like I said, these are high pressure situations. You've got a split second to make a decision. It could happen to even the best drivers. So those are the 3 clips I had. Again, the thing I was teaching you guys last week was just remember that your only way of communicating with the car in front of you is your positioning on the track, because you can't talk to them. You haven't got them over the microphone or something. So if you position your car on the inside like that, you're telling them that you're going to send it, right? Problem is, if you're too far back like this, the GT3 driver's going to get confused and think like, there's no way he can make that. Like he's nowhere near close enough. So in this situation, better just slot behind them, because then the GT3 driver will say, okay, he wants to follow me. I know what's happening. We work together to get around the track safely with each other. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that one's definitely my bad. I just thought we're placing the car there. We could go too wide around it, because I think I had another car right on my arse.
Yeah, you were fighting someone. And again, I get it. It's like you've got this bloke behind you, you're racing him. You got this guy in front of you, the braking point's approaching. It's like, it gets really close. And like I said, it's a split second decision. It either goes right or it goes wrong. So like, again, these weren't like blatantly stupid